Hi, I'm Peter Kazaras, stage director for this summer's new production of Tristan und Isolde. This production had its genesis in a discussion I had 40 years ago with Leonard Bernstein. To me, ever since I've started listening to this piece, which has been since I was a kid, the essence of Tristan is the sense of another world and of timelessness. Imagine my surprise to learn that this was precisely his feeling about the Tristan chord as well. It sets you into a sphere which is not in the physical realm and which is, in a sense, about time that is not measured in the normal way. And we discussed that evening how any production of Tristan has to, in some way, deal with this. A year or so ago, when Spate invited me to do this production, we talked about what I might try to put on the stage. We had, at that point, started investigating the possibility of importing new projection technology in Seattle Opera. I found that fascinating, and after some thinking, it came to me one day that I was considering the short story by Ambrose Bierce, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Now, in this story, a southern farmer is inveigled into becoming a saboteur by a Union spy, and of course he's caught, and then he is sentenced to death, and he is pushed off the Owl Creek Bridge after a noose has been put around his neck and his hands have been tied. And as he falls into the water, the rope breaks, he struggles free, he can see the bullets shooting after him, he goes to one bank, he gets to another bank, and eventually escapes the pursuing Union soldiers, finds his way across a couple of fields, and in the distance he sees a house with a porch and a light, and he climbs up onto the porch and he realizes that his wife is there and she's come out to greet him, and as he puts his arm around her neck to hug her, it says, and at that point the rope reached its full extent, breaking his neck, and Peyton Farquhar hung dead at the Owl Creek Bridge. So in this story is this whole notion of the expansion of time, that something which in what we call normal everyday chronological time maybe takes half a second, but in the internal time could take much more than that. This production attempts to investigate that notion. Tristan is a work about which many, many things have been written. It is a work which is close to many of us in a way that is impossible to describe. What we are trying to do is to add our own work to the ongoing and never-ending body of response to this great score by Richard Wagner.